Now, we're gonna go to dumbbell punches. Same situation. We have 3 positions designed to work 3 different areas of the obliques and lats. Obliques and abdominal, the abs. So we're gonna work this line, and this line. All right? Because I'm going straight, my punches, I'm sitting down on my punch because I want to keep the lower part of my body in isometric phase. So I want to be burning calories, burning energy, burning fat here, even though I'm not using it. But in order for me to maintain this position, once I go from here to here, I have to activate these muscles. I wake them up and I force them to hold me. All right? So isometric phase, lower part of the body, plyometric phase, top part of the body, because that's the part that's moving. All right, dumbbell punch. Position 1. Push out, overhand, underhand, squeeze, turn. I want full turns. I'm gonna sit. You have to keep that core tight throughout the whole exercise, the whole range of motion. That's the only way you get the benefit. Position 2. Position 3. Over, under, push, squeeze, push, squeeze, push, squeeze, push, squeeze. Now, one thing that's very, very important about maintaining muscle while burning fat, clearest way I know that's the most effective, I've used it with everybody that I work with, I use it with myself. You have to understand that the muscle and the fat, they're like this, they're right beside each other, right? So some people are doing a lot of working out, they're not contracting, so they're burning a lot of muscle. So whenever they get on the scale, it looks like they've lost a lot of pounds. But in all reality, they know that when they look in the mirror, they see a small version of their fat cells or a small version of their bigger cells. They were 180, 35% body fat. So if you've lost 20 pounds and you're still 31, 32% body fat, then clearly you haven't lost fat, you've lost muscle, right? So the way that we combat this is to keep the body as much as possible in a contraction phase. Because when you take the muscle and fat and you line it up together, when you contract the muscle, it leaves the fat hanging, right? And so in this contracted phase, the more exercise, the more repetitions you do, this muscle gets harder and harder and harder, right? So as you're constantly moving, the fat is shaking. If you're doing it together, then the muscle is shaking, okay? The muscle is gonna get hot faster than the fat because of its composition structure. So it's gonna decrease because it's getting the heat. But if you ball the muscle up, it's almost like it provides a shield for the muscle. But by it being balled up and contract, it gets hot faster. So you're constantly moving, so the heat from that muscle and the heat from your body, there's nothing to protect the fat. So the fat is having to absorb all of the heat, which means that you burn fat at a faster rate than you burn muscle. In some cases, you get to retain lean muscle mass, right? And you just burn the fat. You may lose a little muscle, but you're gonna burn fat 5 times as much, which is gonna allow you to lose weight and tone. This is the difference between toning and just dropping pounds. So whenever I say contract, I don't mean hold your breath. I mean, if you've had a child, think about what it was like to have a contraction. Or just think about if someone is walking up to you and they get ready to punch you in the stomach. You automatically tighten your stomach. So what I'm saying is that I want you to automatically pretend somebody is trying to punch you or that you're having a contraction and get your body and contract your body and keep it like that throughout the whole entire workout. Even when you're jumping rope. It is physiologically impossible to jump rope without all of the muscles in your body working together at one time, right? So because everything is moving at one time. You gripping the handles. You have your core tight. You're gonna stay on the balls of your feet, and you're gonna remain like that throughout the course of the jump. If you're on the treadmill, it's the same thing. If you don't have weight, if you're on the elliptical, when you grab the handlebars on the elliptical, you're gonna squeeze them tight because you wanna put your whole entire body in a contraction phase. If you do that, you protect the muscle and you leave the fat exposed to the heat that your body is producing thermogenically as your temperature rises and rises and rises from the exercise, right? So if we're gonna jump rope, we're not just gonna jump rope. If I keep everything contracted, if I'm gonna hold on tight, squeeze, contract my arms, I'm gonna keep my core tight. And now, if I'm jumping rope, all of my muscles are connected together. They're all balled up. They're all protecting themselves. So the only thing that's shaking and moving is fat. So over a period of time, the more I jump, the hotter my body temperature rises, the more energy I burn, but I'm protecting my muscles. So that means that I'm forcing the fat in my body, wherever it is, to absorb all of the heat. And doing that, I'm allowing myself to shrink my fat, which means decreasing the body fat and protecting and building lean muscle mass. And that is the key to trimming down, losing weight rather. Losing weight, if you just need 10 to 15 pounds trim, you want to trim down, but you don't want to lose your muscle. That's one of the very important keys. If you contract the muscle, you can protect it, leave the fat exposed, and burn it. So you trim down, you lose what you don't want, and maintain what you do. The end result is a nice, toned physique. Male or female, that's the key. You must separate fat from muscle so that the muscle can work to burn the fat. All right? Peace.